It's not easy being Jesus' lifelong opening act. I came into this world, a Jewish kid, born in Detroit on Christmas Eve. Thus begins my life of irony. A former boss once said to me, when you're a Jewish kid born on Christmas Eve, it's bound to screw your head up pretty good. He's not wrong. Not only does it screw your head up pretty good, but it also builds character. Character building experiences, sometimes good, sometimes bad, oftentimes challenging. With rare exception, they let us walk away with lessons learned and a story to tell. And what is life all about if it's not about the stories we can tell? I like to believe that who we are and who we shall continue to be is shaped by those very same character-building experiences. Whether it's things beyond our control, like the day on which we were born, or the conscious decisions that we make, like choosing a career path as a copywriter, which, by the way, I did not grow up saying, Daddy, when I grow up, I want to be a copywriter. I did not say that. As a matter of fact, being a copywriter was my plan C when I graduated from Michigan State University. You see, plan A and plan B were inherently flawed. Being a critically acclaimed singer-songwriter was my plan A. Hosting an eclectic music radio show was my plan B. Yeah, the writing was on the wall. A plan C was required immediately. So this led me to ask, what do I do well? What do I do well organically? What do I do well organically that I could possibly be happy making a living with? One thing popped into my head. I write well. At least that's what I've been told. And when people tell me nice things about myself, I tend to believe them. So with that, my plan C had been officially hatched. Rude awakening, character-building experience. Bonus points for recognizing the need to attempt the death-defying career-shifting pivot. It would take time. I freelanced for anyone who would let me. Slowly but surely, I built my portfolio while working at what I refer to as more than tolerable in-between job. I also had a side gig at a small AM radio station on the west side, so I guess plan B kind of sort of was still alive. And after what felt like forever, it finally happened. Landed my first full-time copywriting job with the legendary 90-year-old Detroit-based department store chain known as Crowley's, as I like to call it, the Belk of the North. So not only did Plan C work, but I was able to support myself without the side hustle. So that means I had to walk away from radio for a little while. Hard-earned, positive character-building experience. Bonus points for high degree of difficulty in successfully navigating the death-defying career-shifting pivot. 9 months later, the legendary 90-year-old Detroit-based department store chain known as Crowley's went out of business. Cue the symphony of sad trombones. Thank you. That is very sad. So I teared my ear. Neutral character-building experience. Bonus points for grace and dignity and coping with something that was way beyond my control. Within a month, though, I landed my next job. Life officially did not suck. Positive character-building experience. Bonus points for hitting the ground running, upbeat attitude, and believing on some level it would all work out. 2.5 years later, I was downsized, bringing the sad trombones once again. Thank you. Once again, a tear to my ear. Challenging character-building experience. Bonus points for bravery in the face of unknown. What followed should have been, by rights, an exercise in abject terror. What actually happened was kind of sort of the opposite. And if I'd known this, I probably would have enjoyed it a whole lot more at the time. So while full-time writing opportunities eluded me like a deadly, deadly ninja, the reality is that I sustained myself over the next 2 years on a steady diet of temp and freelance with a little bit of unemployment benefits on the side when absolutely necessary. delightfully surprising character building experience, bonus points for exceeding my own expectations, added bonus points for returning to radio this time. It was around this time I started my radio show, Debts No Honest Man Can Pay, at WHFR at Henry Ford College in Dearborn, as the home of Ford Motors, if you're keeping score at home, primarily as a means to help me keep my sanity while I was in between full-time copywriter jobs. Now, the show still rages on here in Charlotte, the Plaza Midwood Community Radio, but that's another story for another time. But alas, like all good ramshackle gravy trains, this one came screeching to a halt. The temp and freelance opportunities were evaporating, and the unemployment window was quickly closing. Painfully abrupt character building experience. Bonus points for not curling into the fetal position and avoiding the outside world forever. Now, I was this close to the poverty line when the universe stepped up in the nick of time with an opportunity that promised, or so it said, that promised to bring me back from the brink of poverty upon which I precariously teetered. The only catch, the opportunity was in Green Bay, Wisconsin, which would mean I would have to leave my beloved hometown of Detroit. I think I might be the only person that you'll ever know who refers to Detroit as a beloved hometown, but that's okay. I truly do love the place. The night before my interview, my potential employer put me up in a hotel and treated me to dinner at a place called Mackinaw's. Mackinac with a W. Now, anybody who grew up in Michigan or took a family vacation on Mackinac Island knows that Mackinac ends with a silent C, not a W. Anyone who tells you differently should not be trusted. So, I settled down for dinner at Mackinaw's with a W, and I asked the waitress, "What is the soup of the day?" And without a hint of irony, she looked at me, not unlike a deer in the headlights, and she said, "Mind strong?" Oh, and I looked at her, and I was panicked. I said, "You mean minestrone?" "Oh," she says. And while, as much as I delighted in her epiphany, I was going, what am I getting myself into? What kind of low culture backwater am I getting myself into? I kept repeating, this is not an omen, this is not an omen, this is not an omen. I interviewed on Friday. They offered me a job on the following Monday. And as much as it broke my heart to leave my beloved hometown of Detroit, I packed everything I could into the car. I left the rest at the curb. Adjustments would be required. No more listening to my favorite radio station, WTET. No more driving around the corner to see indie movies at the main theater. No more rock shows in Detroit Rock City. No more world-class Middle Eastern food. That broke my heart. No more Indian food, no more Ethiopian food. And last but not least, no more 7-Eleven coffee. This hurt me bad. Do not hate on the 7-Eleven coffee. It's underrated. Make no mistake, Green Bay was a cultural wasteland to a snooty nerd like me. I'll admit it, I am a snooty nerd. However, they did have a pretty good record store. Other than that, everything was okay at first. Everything was always okay at first. The job seemed cool, so did my colleagues. They even put me up in a hotel for the first couple of weeks, helped me find an apartment. Sounds nice. And then everything changed on a dime. And at this point, I was prepared to throw out a dime and say, that is the very dime it changed on. I forgot to bring a dime. So let's pretend it all happened, shall we? So 1.5 months later, my boss left the company to open a sports bar because why not? My new boss wasted no time in telling me that everybody, I always love it when they say everybody, but everybody was complaining about my work. Can you see the question marks floating above my head? I look right now the same way I did on that day. Since this was the first I heard this, not only was I surprised, but I was astounded. I was astounded as to how not one single person thought it might be helpful to intervene. Maybe just, earlier on, perhaps do something silly and frivolous like train the new guy, and this is the way to do things. But no, the writing was on the wall. Any and all requests for proper training fell on deaf ears. The line siding character building experience, bonus points for not jumping out when you're asleep. I was a strange man in a strange land. Without the support system of family and friends to help me weather the coming storm, I was on my own in the wilderness, and my chances of making it out here grew shakier by the day. Bonus points for finding ways to help me keep my sanity. And I tell you what, when you're going through those tough times and you got something to help you keep your sanity, I don't care how frivolous it is, you hold on to it like gold. So I started attending services at the local synagogue. The congregation were a lovely bunch of folks who referred to themselves as the Frozen Chosen. Rabbi Shana Bacharach and her husband Bob made me feel like I was part of the community from the get-go. And I couldn't not ask Rabbi Bacharach if she were related to the legendary Burt Bacharach. Does anybody here know who Burt Bacharach is?
He was in the Lost Cars movie.
All right. Well, so anyways, I asked her, are you related to Burt? And she said, without missing a beat, the closest I get is I say a little prayer. I was afraid that joke wouldn't work. Okay, so I also found a cool college radio station nearly an hour away in Appleton, where I could continue doing my show. My point person, a young woman by the name of Lauren, had just graduated and ironically was originally from the same Detroit suburb from which I moved, Royal Oak, home of Jack Kevorkian and birthplace of the phrase going postal. She was also the first and only person I ever heard referring to Wisconsin as the cheddar curtain. Now, I don't know if she coined the term, but as far as I'm concerned, she gets all the credit. As a matter of fact, I've since referred to this character-building episodic arc in Green Bay as my exile behind the cheddar curtain. Now, ironically, the most fun I had in Wisconsin was a 4th of July road trip to the Twin Cities that I took with a friend of mine who drove up from Detroit. Now, that says a lot when the best time you had in the state was in another state. That's another story for another time. So shortly after the trip, my number was up. On day 89 of my employment, I was scheduled for a 4:45 p.m. meeting. I knew what was happening, and I was going to be prepared. I packed everything I could fit into the backpack, left the rest at the curb. I walked into the meeting with the overstuffed backpack, reached into my pocket, and deposited my security badge on the desk. I now know that's not a great thing to do because my boss and my boss's boss saw me reach into my pocket and they flinched. I meant them no harm. Flabbergasted. They asked me, how did I know what the meeting was about? You and I both know. A blind man on the moon could see this coming. Soul-crushing character-building experience. Bonus points for putting on the brave face and actually shaking hands with my soon-to-be former employers before I left the building. Now what? I was a strange man in a strange land without a job, without the support system of family and friends, a ship without a rudder, armed with only the coolest radio show in the known universe and the most down-to-earth Jewish community in northwest Wisconsin to help me keep it together. Bonus points for having the good sense to seek out a therapist to talk to a handful of times and concentrating on the positives. And there's nothing, and I say nothing, like having someone to talk to help you weather the storm. And when that person also nonchalantly quotes Warren Zevon in a therapy session, you know you're going to be okay. Now, there's nothing also like sitting in a synagogue on a Saturday morning, wrapped in a tallis, listening to Hebrew prayers you do not understand because you did horribly in Hebrew school to make you feel safe. And there's nothing like hosting the coolest radio show in the known universe to distract you on a Thursday evenings. Let's face it, we all need to be distracted on Thursday evenings. By mid-August, it was clear. There were no viable long-term employment solutions for me, and I had to hightail it out of Dodge. Made a call to a good friend of mine who was also downsized the same day I was 2 years ago, and on that day he said, if you ever need a place to stay, call me. I remember telling him I hope it never has to come down to that. Well, here we were, and here I was calm. Surprisingly soothing character building experience. Bonus points for enjoying the feeling of knowing I'd get to go home again. I had next to nothing, but I did not care. I had my exit strategy in place. I was going home, and that made me insanely happy. Packed what I could fit into the car, left the rest at the curb. After a 3-day victory lap in Chicago, I was back in the D by Friday night of Labor Day weekend. Major life-changing character-building experience complete. Bonus points for successful escape from behind the cheddar curtain, and truly understanding that sometimes you have to go far away only to realize you're in the right place to begin with. The words of my favorite Talking Heads song came to mind. Home is where I want to be, but I guess I'm already there. Fast forward a year and a half later. Once again, working a more than tolerable in-between job. Mom and stepdad just moved to Charlotte from Baltimore to be near my sister, who's been here since the late 80s. Shortly before Passover, my mom calls and says, "Why not look for work down here?" I took a breath. I had survived exile behind the cheddar curtain, returned to my beloved Motor City, and now I'm going to up and move again? Are you nuts, Mom? I must be. Next thing I know, I had nonchalantly applied for a job here. The next day I got an email. When can you get down here for an interview? I drove down, nailed the interview, was offered the job on the spot. Once again, packed what I could fit into the car, left the rest at the curb. To give you some proper context, April 1st, 2006, I had no plans moving anywhere, let alone the moon. On May 1st, 2006, I was here in Charlotte, starting a new job and a new life. The difference between moving to Green Bay and moving to Charlotte, the crying. On my way to Green Bay, I did not cry at all. On some gut level, I knew it wasn't permanent. I wasn't sure if this was the best idea, but it was the only option I had at the time. The words to my favorite REM song came to mind. I know it might sound strange, but I believe you'll be coming back before too long. Now, as I drove out of the state of Michigan on my way to Charlotte, I cried my eyes out. I knew in my gut this was permanent, but I knew it was the right thing to do. Sure, I'd have to leave behind my beloved Motor City once again, but I also had an awesome job lined up. Family nearby, my brother-in-law owned a rental house that had just recently been vacated. The universe once again stepped up to the plate. It was a no-brainer. Here I am, 13 years burning down the road, stories tell, more left to unfold. Still embracing the character-building experiences of things beyond our control, like the day on which we were born, or the decisions we make, like packing everything you can fit into the car, leaving the rest at the curb, moving south to a new job and a new life.